friends. Happy Tuesday. Captain Connie Hall here with the Bell Lighthouse Corps. I hope you are doing well on this Tuesday. I'm chuckling to myself because I said Tuesday, and I tend to say the days of the week every time I do these devotionals, only for the simple fact that I forget what day of the week it is. My daughter was asking me just a minute ago, Mommy, why do you always say what day it is? And I'm like, it's a reminder for me what day it is. I don't know if you're anything like me, but recently I'm having a hard time keeping track of what day it is of the week. So if you wonder why I say the day, that is exactly the reason why. So our devotion today comes straight out of 2 Corinthians, and it's a short scripture passage for today, but it is a meaningful one. And God's word says this again. This is 2 Corinthians 9 verse 8, and it says, "And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work." I'm going to share this again. And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. We were talking today about blessings and just the amazing blessings that have come out of some of our most difficult times. Many of you know that our kids are adopted. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. Probably those that are on the exterior of our circle may not know that. But that process came out of some really hard times in our family. We struggled with a lot of things, but the ability to build our family, the blessings that came out of it, the two very amazing blessings, our little boy and our little girl, that came out of some really difficult times, are evidence of God's goodness. So if you want to talk about some amazing blessings that can come out of rough situations, come and sit with me, and I will be happy to give you a laundry list of all the good things that I can point to that came out of some really difficult times. But I say this again because of the experiences I've had in my own life. But I know this to be true. True so much that I have, which is kind of silly, and you may find this a little bit silly, but in my bathroom, I purposely have one of those Dollar Tree little wall stick up signs that say blessed. I put it up there on purpose. It doesn't seem to be like the typical bathroom decal, right? It's not like a seashore or shells or something you think of when you're in a bathroom. But it is a word that is so important to me. It's a word that I cling to because it's a reminder that God sees me and I see him. That I see him in my everyday life, in the little blessings that we often forget to acknowledge him for. I get to see it every day, and it reminds me to be and stay in that attitude of gratitude. We talked about that before, but just the reminder of how blessed we actually are. So I have it on my walls. So where it's positioned, I actually see it when I am in the mirror doing my makeup, getting myself all primed. And what it reminds me is those simple things. Again, when I'm looking at my face and I could see those age marks that I will often try to hide or mask, but that age marks, those things that I tend to complain about or want to hide, those remind me of the years I have been blessed with, the years of experience I have been blessed with, the years of life I have been blessed with. When I'm doing my hair, I'm reminded of the blessings of just the culture that I come from, the things that I get to experience, the story that I have that is unlike many other people's stories. When I get to recognize those things and celebrate those things and recognize the blessings that are in those things. When I'm getting my kids ready and I'm putting them in the shower, and sometimes they're fussing or they're playing or they're splashing, but all of those moments I get to remember and capture as blessings. They are my little blessings. Even when they drive me crazy, they are my little blessings. And I get to celebrate that. So when I see that word and I see blessed, I'm reminded, yes, I am. I am so blessed. I am so reminded that I am loved, that I have every provision that I can possibly need. See, that's the thing, is God always provides what we need. And we're too busy sometimes to often recognize it because we're looking at it because we're not receiving what it is that we want. But just like I tell my kids, is it something you need or is it something you want? Because if it's something you want, you might be disappointed because you're going to get what it is you need. And we need to recognize that there is a blessing in receiving what we need. And sometimes the things we think we need are actually not the things we need at all. And God knows it better than you could even imagine. He knows what we need before we even speak it into existence. He knows what we need before we can even come up with the laundry list of the things we may need. God is able to bless you abundantly. Abundantly. There is no limit to the resources that God has. And when I say resources, I don't mean the money or the tangible things that you and I think of as a resource. But He has spiritual resources that flow in abundance. He has peace that comes by the truckloads. He has strength that comes in ways that you couldn't even fathom. He has endurance that we can strap on when the race seems too hard to run. His abundance flows for you and I. There is no limit to it. There is no limit to His love. That comes by the droves in so many different ways. I see His love when I see my interaction with my family. The way He loves them and the way they love Him and the way they love each other. It is evidence of His blessing and the abundance of who He is. There is no limit to it. There is no limit. So that in all things and at all times we can see Him. In all things, even the hard things, that we can see Him and be blessed by it. See, God isn't only in the good stuff, and He's not only in the bad stuff. He's in all things at all times for all reasons. He is there. He is the best friend you could ever imagine. And I have quite a number of good friends. There are people that I could call on and I could sit with, who will sit with me with my junk and my garbage. You know you got a good friend when they will sit with you when you are not making any sense. And they will still love you and they will still encourage you and they will still pour into you. And you can be a hot mess and they'll say you are the most beautiful thing in the world. That's when you know you got a good friend. And that is who we have in Jesus. He is all that and more. I can't even imagine my life without Him. I can't even imagine going through the things I've gone through in my life without Him. I wouldn't be blessed. I would be a hot mess, a pile of sobbing, ugly, crying, nastiness that with no hope, with no joy, with no peace. I would be lost like many people we see in the world today. They don't know the Jesus that you and I know. It is important for you and I to share who that person is, who that friend is that will stick with us through thick and thin, our ride or die. Jesus, that's who he is. And his abundance and his blessings are for everyone. For everyone. It does not matter what you have or what you don't have, who you are or who you're not. God is able to bless you abundantly so that in all things, at all times, having all you need, you will abound in every good work. You will abound in every good work. You will have everything you need to do good, to be good, to experience good. In the midst of crazy, there is still good. And that good is amazing. I was sitting outside with my kids today, just watching them play, just watching them be kids. And that's the beauty of knowing who God is. That regardless of what's going on beyond this moment, there is joy, there is peace, there is hope. And those things are abundant with him. There is no limit to them. He doesn't run out. He's not like the TP on the shelf in your local grocery store. There's never a short supply. Jesus is always there, and his love is always plentiful. It will not run out. The blessings. The blessings. I can't help but smile. I can't help but find joy because I know what it means to feel and live in the blessings of a relationship with Christ. I pray that you will know that today, that you will be encouraged by that today, that you will find that same joy in the knowledge that you too are so blessed. So blessed. So our mom and dad tip today for the families that are doing activities, are homeschooling, are enjoying life as teacher, as worker, as parent, is blessing sticks. So we know that we are going to be doing our day of prayer tomorrow. I talked about that yesterday. Tomorrow is our day of prayer and fasting, and I'm primping. I'm getting ready for it. I'm getting spiritually fit so that I can do this with you and celebrate God's love and pray over our world. And so in that, we did develop some prayer sticks. So I recommend sitting down with the kids, coming up with the things that you are grateful for, the blessings that you have, but also the things that you can pray for. So if you put shelter on one, you might be grateful that you have a place to live, and that is a wonderful thing to have and to be grateful for. But we need to pray for those people that don't have those things. So we can pray for those individuals as well. We could pray for our family members. We could pray for our neighbors, for our teachers, for our healthcare workers, all of the things that we are grateful for. We also need to be lifting those things up in prayer, surrounding them. So this is an opportunity for you to get the kids involved, get the family involved, write these prayer sticks. They will be your prompts tomorrow as we take on this journey of prayer, this day of prayer and fasting. I hope you will join me. I hope this will be a spiritual, enriching time for you. We are going into this season of just spiritual wholeness. It is the Lenten season, and we know there's been a lot of things that we've had to give up, some willingly, some not so willingly. But what a blessing we are receiving in exchange. I will exchange all the things that I've given up for all of the blessings that I've received over the last days and weeks. It is a fair trade to me, and I hope it's becoming a fair trade to you as well. I pray for you. I pray for your families. I pray that this word falls deep in your heart and your spirit today. Know that you are loved and prayed for. I hope you know that wherever hope lives, God is. God bless you.